Welcome to DJ TV.
My people, we greet you now. Welcome now once again to this our channel like this one. My people, not be news again. Say the former governor of Kaduna State, where they call Rufai, he rejects the ministerial position as minister for Nigeria wey Tinubu offer am. He reject am, say not dey interested again. Right now, one man don come aside. One man, person papa, come talk say make dem talk to Rufai, make he reconsider, make he reason am again to accept the position. Wow! Now that Rufai dey for Kaduna, another person wey dey capable no dey Kaduna again. Wahala. This man just sit down for channel, just dey talk this kind of thing. Anyway, my people, I no go talk too much. I go play una this video now, make una watch am, una hear from this man. He reasons wey be say he talk this one, so say me Rufai reconsider the appointment as a minister for Nigeria.
Who came in the forefront fighting for Bola Tinubu within the governors forum? What do you think could be the implication of his stance today?
Before I even say that, I want to appeal to Rufai to please have a rethink, and then Mr. President Bola Tinubu to call him back. We need him. Like him or not, Rufai is an achiever. Now, I remember when we were to commence this issue of convention last year. Before then, even there was this issue of some cabal in the presidency trying to do things that will shoot down the interests of the southern president. In this case, now Bola Tinubu. And Rufai came out and said, look, we'll not accept it. I remember seeing a clip somewhere where he said, at the point that it happened, they had an issue with Bola Tinubu, president, but he put it aside and made sure that he joined the, I think, 23 APC governors who declared that they needed a southern man to become the president, because 8 years of the president from the north was not ideal. He pushed for that. And then he pushed for the various zoning issues, which some people didn't like. I remember when, if you recollect, the day of the convention, some papers carried the story, the fact that the Northeast, the development, the Northern National Development, the Deputy National Chairman North was zoned to the Northwest. Some people said it was zoned to the Northeast. There was confusion because of so many things. But one of the things that happened was, Rufai said, look, since the inception of the APC, the DNC has always come from the Northwest. Governor Masari first, Senator Lawali Shaibu next. This time around, they want to change it. Later, I heard that he was trying to curtail the moves of the cabal in the presidency. They gave the DNC to Northeast, and he came out. And then he put his foot down and said, look, these things are happening, we won't accept it. He walked tooth and nail to ensure that the Tinubu came on board. So there are those who say that without Rufai, Tinubu will I will agree to that. Candidate of the APC. Yes, there's God there, but Tinubu, Rufai played a very, very important role. But again, then the issue of the subsidy, the issue of the money policy that Emefiele brought up. Rufai took Emefiele to court. Three of them. Matawale, Ayabelo, and himself. So let's accept it, because I know in the kind of president's election way, the kind of situation we have in this country now, if the president nominates somebody, it's hardly, has never happened unless something very, very serious for the Senate not to accept it. So I want to appeal to the Senate to please accept it if we need him. But again, Senate will say, oh, it is a security report which they cannot look away from. A senator from Kogi State, Sunday Karimi, came up, stood up and said he has an envelope filled with petitions against the former governor. Now, there are those who will say there is nothing behind all of that, that the real reason behind Rufai not being confirmed is political. Do you agree? I agree with that, because who is Karimi from Kogi State? It's not him that has a petition. There are petitions that have been sent. Was he the chairman of the Appeals Petitions Committee? It was a scheme that was being worked out. Now, I don't want to know about that one. We need Rufai in this country because he has the ability to achieve things. He did it in FCT. Till today, they're talking about him. They call him Rusau, person that destroys, but he worked. He did it in Kaduna. I've been to Kaduna recently. Fantastic work he did. Not everybody will be happy, but we need Rufai in this current situation, because somebody who can make things happen. And I prefer a known figure than an unknown group that will become a cabal in future. Who pursue.
So, but do you think that Rufai, you are a politician, do you think that Rufai feel politically humiliated and embarrassed by the situation?
I won't be surprised if he feels, because there's no need for all these things. He knows it. There's no need for all these things.
On the fact that on several occasions, there are about 2 occasions one can lay credence to, he was one of those that the president, but when he went to Chatham House in London, that he asked to answer questions on his behalf. He had actually in public also had said, pleaded with him and said, look, promise me that you will work with me.
Yeah.
So in that regard, what do you think could have gone wrong? And we understand that Mr. Rufai and a few others have been paying almost a daily visit to the villa.
I don't think you go to the villa without being invited. They must have been having some talks going on. And right now, put those things aside, I think the president should please appeal to Rufai to come out. We need him as a nation. Now, I'm somebody who believes in God. Trying to say that somebody is so important might look somehow, but from a human perspective right now, we need somebody like Rufai. Smallish, they call him giant when he was ABU. An achiever. He speaks very well. He has facts at his fingertips. We should please put aside everything and get him to be in the cabinet. We need to move on, because you can see the kind of overwhelming issues we have in this country right now. 2020, COVID, now Russian war, and then this Niger, so many things happening. Somebody that will calm things down and get things right.
Let me ask you this. The issue here is the fear in the APC is that Rufai's body language and his stance at the moment has political implication. The former governors form a bloc, a powerful one at that, and they are being serviced presently by this president. You have a Matawale, you have a Simon Lalong in that cabinet, you have a Yunsom Wike. They form a bloc in this government, and they were powerful enough to be able to accept their position and their stance to make sure that Bola Tinubu gets a ticket. There are those who say his stance means a lot and it could backfire. What political implication do you think it has on this government, on the performance of Bola Tinubu, and the chances of Bola Tinubu if he wants to seek election?
I don't think you're being fair to me, because you have these facts. I will speak as an ordinary person, because I see it from outside. All I want to know is, let's have the right people. I know.
I mean, you said that, but I'm going back to a question that has, and the reason why I invited you is because of your knowledge. The internal politics of the APC, you have it at your fingertips. And the question is that there are implications for every action and inaction. And those who say, if Rufai feels hurt and humiliated, that the kind of Rufai they know and the kind of power and influence that he possesses, that it has an implication, politically speaking.
They're giving him too much importance, relevance. All we want as Nigerians is a person that will come in and make a difference. If anybody feels that way, to some extension, people feel that way about me. I'm a very outspoken person. I speak my mind. I say it as it is. And I think to some extent, Rufai is like me. Well, what am I saying? I'm not being hypocritical. We're speaking the truth. If people are now having those issues with Rufai from amongst his colleagues, I'll be surprised. At the same time, not surprised, because if you know what you are supposed to do, you shouldn't be scared about anybody challenging you. Accept it. If anybody has that feeling, then he has a lot of low self-esteem. I'm sorry to use some of these words, because truly, as Nigerians, we need an Rufai who will come out and tell the president, Mr. President, this is the way to go, let's follow it, because we are tired of people that just come and dance to the tune of whatever I said. We don't want that one. So I don't want to know about the governors or whatever. Rufai, Nasir Rufai, should be appealed to come into the cabinet, and let's get this country working again. What?
My people, when I wait to this smart talk, that Rufai should be appealed to, and let's get this country working again. Maybe the English I hear just have it down. Now what? Hey, my people wanna see this matter. I'm not reason I want this matter they talk so. You can drop on a comment too. I mean, don't forget to like and share. DJ